What's up, it's Guru Jojo. In this video, I want to speak about why it's important to maintain the principle of the character of your inner child. Why it's important to be in tune with your inner child. Basically, your inner child is the innocence within you, and it's the energy that comes without judgment, basically. We kind of start to break out of this way of being around age 5. No, I would say 7. I would say 7. Around age 7, but like 5 to 7, we start to break out of that inner child vibe, and we start to perceive other people's judgments, and it starts to what's the word? We basically start to become in tune with right and wrong and other people's judgments and how people are being perceived, and then we start to pick up on those behaviors, and we start to judge other people and whatnot, and have like these preferences based upon our experiences of how we saw other people judging others and blah blah blah, like, oh, she's fat, oh, she's skinny, oh, she's black, oh, she's white, oh, this and that, all that stuff that really don't matter, that we start to actually care about. So why it's important to remember who you were before you picked up those habits. Because your inner child is the true spirit. It's the true being in tune with the higher source, the higher power. Because when we were children, we had the ability to imagine. We had the ability to just feel auras and see auras. Like, if you talk to children, like, they see things. And I know a lot of times people mix up certain behaviors with like certain behaviors children have, like very young toddlers, with just them overdoing a behavior because they learned it. Like, you know how children be pointing? Like, my niece Ava, when she was around like 2, 3, she used to always just be like, and I'd be like, what? And I'd be like, yo, she's seeing spirits. Like, I'm like, oh, there's a spirit. I'd be like, yo, there's an angel by me. There's an angel. She'll be like, yeah. And I'm just like, she just saying yeah, but I don't know. There's times where Ava would literally be like talking to somebody behind me, and I'm just like, and other people have seen it. Damn, my hair messed up. Other people would see it, and they'll be like, nah, she don't do that with us. So I don't know. But kids definitely could see other things. They can see auras better. I remember when I was a kid, I was able to, every time it was nighttime and the lights were off, I was able to see like colors in the darkness. Like, I literally see these flashing, sparkly like colors. And it was usually always like red and blue, and it was all sparkly and shiny. And I used to try to grab them, but then as I got older, they went away. Like, I could see them sometimes, but nah, not really. Like, because what happens is our imagination starts to deteriorate because of society, because of reality. Now, it's important to not be so completely into our imagination, because, to be honest, that's what manifests as like a homeless person when we become adults. Now, I don't want people to take that wrong, but I mean, like, when you're too stuck in your imagination, when you're too stuck inside of La La Land or Never Ever Land, then what happens is you become indulgent in your imagination, and then your reality goes to shit. And then that's where you could become homeless, and you don't have anything because you got too stuck into a world of nothingness, and you never actually brought it into reality. Now, this goes into the concept as to why it's important to be in tune with your inner child, but with balance. Because with balance, your inner child creates genius ideas, creates the concept of like inventors and stuff. Because everything, well, especially for the new age at least, most things are created out of the childlike frequency, aka like the things that children do, we kind of create it into an acceptable adult behavior, and then it becomes like a practice. For example, you know how children have nap time, right? Children have nap time, but adults, it's kind of weird when you start saying, oh yeah, I took a nap as an adult. It's like kind of like grow up or whatever. I personally don't care. I still take naps. But what I'm saying is, isn't meditation a nap? Isn't meditation a nap? It's a wakeful nap. So as an adult, technically, an adult nap is meditation. I'm speaking on the non-movable meditation, so the meditation of non-movement, whereas movable meditation or moving meditation, this would be stuff like Pilates, yoga, and things of that nature. But in terms of like meditation, that's where you're sitting still. That's things like it's basically like you close your eyes and you listen to a frequency, or you hum a frequency, or you can think of things coming into reality, or however you want to meditate. Okay, you're technically resting your mind when you're meditating. So, and that's like a form of a nap, like a power nap basically. But it's like, you see how like a childlike behavior got manifested as a practice that all ages of people can do. Another example of this would be like the placebo effect. Like children do pretentious things all the time. Like you could be playing house with them and they'll like take food or something and pretend to make food, and then they'll say, "Oh, this is a burger. You want it? Eat it." And then you eat it. Like that's technically the placebo effect if you really think about it. Like I do stuff like that all the time to people. I'd be like, "Yo, I'm having some macaroni and cheese." I'd be like, "You want some?" And then somebody will text me back. They're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Here." And I'll send like an emoji, or I'll send them a video, and I'll be like, and I'll take the fork and stick it in the macaroni and cheese, be like, "Here." And I don't know why I do it, because I'm a Pisces. Because what I'm speaking on is actually in astrology. This is the 5th house, 12th house Queen Cucks, right? But then the 11th house of Revelation, now it brings actual science to that imagination. So now it became a real thing, which is basically like what scientists do, like Albert Einstein, all that stuff. They took some type of concept from their imagination and they brought it into reality through actually studying the patterns of it making sense, thus creating it as a science. And then now this dude's called a genius. So that's why I say it's important to be in tune with your inner child. So thank you for watching. Blessings, love, and light to everyone. Peace, peace. Yeah.